Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy G Thing, and I'm gonna break that down in a little bit. But I'll just take this video just to talk about my who I am and what I got going. First and foremost, a big inspiration for this page is when I sat in prison, I wanted to write a self-help book. I felt like a lot of stuff I went through, um, was very unique and very interesting, and I wanted my story heard. Um, all through prison, all through halfway houses, when I would come across people at school or whatever, they would always tell me you need to write a book. And I started writing it. I pumped out like 9 chapters, and I was like, damn, at that point, 2014, I could only really talk about prison and gangs, and I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not no Monster Cody ass nigga, nothing like that. I mean, I done, did my time and did my thing. Like, nigga ain't no spring chicken. I did 2 years of juvie before I did my pen time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been a member of my gang since I was 13, but you know, I was like, man, I just need to live a little bit more. Like, cause at that time, like, I really didn't have no real significant relationships or nothing like that, and I just needed more experience in life. And I started working construction. I started Muay Thai, did boxing and all that. But through all that, man, like I just, uh, me being an only child, um, me being locked up a lot, and then me getting out, coming to a city that wasn't mine. Uh, I had to really learn the value of self love and how to encourage myself. You know what I'm saying? Because like people's narrative of you is not you, but people's narrative of you is just based off of their experience of who they think you are. You know what I'm saying? If they think you're a gang member, it's what they think a gang member is. If they think you're a lazy motherfucker, it's what they think a lazy motherfucker is. And that's not me. I'm sorry because of the way I walked, I reminded you of your Uncle Elroy or some shit like that, but I'm not that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it took a few head bumpings uh, for me to realize that on job sites. And I'm like, man, you know what? Fuck it. And then plus the Bible talks about, like when it talks about bosses, it talk about they are not, uh, they will not be mad at evil works, but they do not hold the sword in vain. I believe that is Romans 13. I do not have the Bible in front of me, so don't quote me on that uh, too much. But if you know, you know. But the Bible does talk about that, and so I just really got focused on like whatever this setting requires, I just do it. And I really didn't get attached to groups, you know what I mean? Cause like I mean, it's a cold thing, man. Like you get jumped on the gang and your homies tell on you, and then like I was a part of a mega church, and like God is God, but people are people. You know what I mean? God will never fail you. God will never forsake you. But people, whenever you got a conglomerate of male and women together, it's always a breeding ground for mess. You got motherfuckers fucking and they acting like they ain't fucking and all this. It's a breeding ground of mess. So you know, even though I love sharing my story, I love encouraging people on the spiritual tip. I let those individuals gravitate to me. At first I was trying to step out and do it on the church platform, but church hurt is another hurt. You know what I mean? Uh, like when I was coming in from the halfway house, and I used to tell niggas like, "Oh yeah, I just came back from church." Or, "Oh yeah, bro, I get a church pass on Wednesday." Like their response was like, well, the older brothers, the young niggas, like, yeah, nigga, you in church, like, but the older brothers used to be like, oh man, you blessed, you're blessed. You need to get you one of them good church girls. You need to get you a good church girl. So you put these people on a higher pedestal uh, than they should be, if that make any sense. But just do trial and error and a bunch of prayers. I'm not mad at nobody, but I just realized what it is when you put the two sexes together. You had different maturity levels. Um, a lot of times it doesn't work. You know, so it might work for me at a later period of my life, but not right now. But back to me, man. Like I said, I've been out of prison for 10 years. Came to a city, Denver, Colorado, Aurora, Colorado specifically. Uh, um, they are different, even though they're right next door. It's kind of like somebody from Compton saying they from LA. You know what I'm saying? It's LA County, but it ain't like, even though they're right next door, cause like literally where I live at, it's Aurora, but across the street is Denver. Uh, the two cities are separated by two different counties. They have two different lifestyles, kind of, but you know. But I decided to come to another city so that way I could really focus. You know what I mean? Because hood fame is a motherfucker as a gang member. You get out of prison, man, all the hoes is jocking, everybody's looking up to you, and then plus you beefed up and you a rider. You don't want to be um, shown up or whatever. And I believe, like, you know, even with me getting out with the right head, in that environment, in a familiar environment, I would have lost it and would have slid a couple people. You know what I'm saying? So that's why going somewhere where you don't know nobody, it's easier to stay tunnel vision. But uh, you know, I got into Muay Thai. I trained over at Easton. I trained next to a whole bunch of UFC fighters like Neil Magny, um, Cody Donovan, Corey Sandhagen. I trained with a bunch of those guys, and I actually loved Easton. Easton was like my therapy, man. I used to get off work. I mean, from the mud, like when I first got out the halfway house, I go to the job site. I'd have one backpack with all my construction shit, and then my gym bag. Catch straight to the gym, man. I love that shit, man. And that's another reason why it helped with that anger. Like, you know, I was still young, and instead of like sliding somebody at the bar or sliding somebody at the park, man, I was hitting the bag. I was sparring. I was competing. I won a state championship. That was a very big deal to me because I didn't start fighting organized until I was 24, 25 years old. And I had two fights in one day. And yeah, I mean that spawned off. I mean, from time to time, you know, I would train people on the personal trainer tip and on the Muay Thai tip. I started out in boxing, though. My first 6 months as a combat fighter, I met Lightning Lonnie Smith in East Denver, and you know, Lonnie was a good dude, man. I had nothing bad to say about him, man. And he used to call the halfway house and leave me good reports and all that stuff, but. Um, Always a hard worker. I ended up getting into plumbing. I'm a plumbing apprentice for the union, and that's a whole nother journey. But that, you know, kind of helps me with this whole evolve and self love thing. You know what I'm saying? Because just like in the fight game, everybody is humble because they know what it was like to be that guy that walked in the gym, or they know what it's like to be that guy that got dropped in sparring. But in the trades, it ain't like that. It's low key like prison. You got the different races. You got the guys like myself who's starting something new, maybe 2 or 3 years into it, into our late 20s, versus the guys that's like third, fourth generation. Like they daddy's daddy was a plumber. They daddy's daddy is the nigga's name we working for. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to look past all that bullshit and complete the task that's done, and that matured me a lot. Yeah, I turned pro as a boxer. I only have two fights. I'm 1-1. You know, I've had several fight camps, but you know the pandemic and people pulling out at the last minute, shows getting canceled, um, is the only reason why I don't have more fights. But I will say every situation. Last time I was getting ready for a fight was last fall. I was supposed to fight in Hastings, Nebraska. My opponent had hurt his shoulder on fight week. But that camp, the intensity, yes, was sparring hard. Yes, I ran 85 miles that month. I was going up to the mountains. I was going to Red Rocks. I was running around Aurora. But that camp really helped me with my confidence and who I am. I struggle with my confidence a lot, and I notice that God will put nigga please moments in my face. I'll say that again. Nigga please moments in my face where somebody is completely wrong about me. They got me completely fucked up. So instead of beating them up, I just do what I'm accused of not doing. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm just using this platform. You know, I know for a fact it will grow, and just to motivate people. I'm just letting y'all know who I am, what I got going on, and yeah, we'll just go from there. But the name G Thang is derived from G. G is derived from my name Genesis. Um, I'm gonna be transparent. My hood name is Corrupt. It was actually Young Corrupt when I first got put on, and that evolved to Corrupt when I was in prison. My homeboy just called me Rup, Rupt. Uh, and not to be mistaken with the rapper, I always spell my name Corrupt. You know what I'm saying? With the silent K at the front. That's a whole nother story for y'all that know. Y'all know, but but Corrupt. Yeah, it evolved to Rup, then Rup Rider, and then when I got out, I really didn't introduce myself as Corrupt because that sounds mad aggressive. You walk into it, you at the job site, and like, what's your name, bro? Hey, Corrupt, cuz you know what I'm saying. So I just told people to call me. I just say my name, and and the nickname G, which kind of been around my whole life. I've always had moderations of G Man, G Rock, you know what I'm saying, G Cuz, like, you know, I've always had bullshit like that, but nothing really stuck. But this go around G stuck, you know what I mean, and G Thang. You know, like, you know, sometimes when the homies be drunk and they like, oh, my nigga G Thang. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, yeah, that's what I mean by Instagram. But I mean, you know, shit. And I just now realized like that's a thing in Chicago. They call themselves C thing, M thing, D thing. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but yeah, my shit literally just started off as like, you know, just a drunk motherfucker party and just, oh, what's up G thing? But yeah, man, I'm just here to encourage, love on people, man. Like, subscribe, share, correspond with me. I haven't put this platform much on my social media outlets, but the link is on both. Um, uh, G dash underscore thing 88 underscore baby is my Instagram, and Genesis M Win is my Facebook. But yeah, you know, I'm just here to just encourage people. We live in this life, we live in this journey, man. And don't compare yourself to nobody. Don't get discouraged because somebody else's events. And God will put you in an arena where you might even see somebody easily attain what you've been praying for. I heard this earlier today. I've seen this too. It's not your job to get jealous. Cheer them on because you're on your own race. Love yourself, man. And we're not promoting arrogance, ignorance, narcissism, or none of that shit, man, because a lot of suicide, a lot of drug abuse come from people that really don't value love themselves, you know what I'm saying? Or they put in value, they put love and value into something else. So, man, just tap in with me. Holla at y'all.